Okay, guys, the Interurban's coming along. I finally got the plate mounted to hold the motor in. And I don't know if I'll use the plate or not, since I've already done the cutting work on it. I may pull off that plate and see how the motor rides on the frame of the car. But this is what I've got. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's not real clear here. There we go. I cut that out to hold the Alco motor. And the Alco will sit in there, and of course the two pegs on the opposite ends are what will allow it to stay in place. I decided I'd go ahead and press in standard gauge axle bearings on this, and then I reamed it out to 3/16. So basically all I've got to do is put the wheels on it and mount the gears. I got to clean some of that grease off of it and wire it, and it'll be pretty much ready. But I'll show you how this works. This is really a neat system. You put it in here like so, and it allows it to swivel. Now I've got more work to do on this. The frame is hitting on this little nib right here. It's got a nib on both sides. So I'll have to file that down because I want this to be nice and smooth. But this is what it looks like on the inside. And what you've got on the Alco, on the O gauge, you've got a set of springs with a keeper on top, which allows that motor to, it rests right up against the frame, but when you pick it up, of course, the trucks drop down a little bit. Now, I may use the springs, I may not. I might just take and drill a hole higher up and put a screw through that so that when you lift it up, the motor doesn't fall out the bottom, but then it can still sit and ride on the frame of the car. And like I say, that's what I'm thinking about next. I haven't tried it yet. But of course, I had this frame sit here. I laid it all out, so I got it as close to dead center and where I wanted the trucks to go as I could get. And the only thing is that this tin is light, so I don't know what would happen if I take this plate away from it. It won't have as much reinforcement. So I'll give that a try. I'll see if it works. If not, this is exactly how I'll leave it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll set a set of trucks on the back. Now, what I can't decide to do yet is this floor, this frame, that was soldered to the body. And I've taken that all apart because on this end, and let's see if you can see it in the light, how buckled it is. It took a header off on the floor. I had to resolder this on. It was completely off and mashed down, so I took that all apart and soldered it back down. And what I'm thinking about doing is, instead of soldering the body to the frame, of finding 3 or 4 spots along here, get it all set up nice and even, drill it out and bolt it to the side with small like 440s or 336, something like that. That way it will allow me to pull this body off, because I don't know how in the heck it had sliding doors in there. There is no way that sliding door would come out once it was assembled. So it is my guess that they painted this thing and they applied the doors and they bent them. They flexed them so that it would fit into those tabs. That's the only way I can see that they got them in there. So at least if I had the body separate from the bottom, I can just slide it down on, put the door in the guide and slide the body down on top of it, and it will be ready to go. So that's how we're coming with the car here, the power car for the Interurban. And here, let me have a small bitch fest. I didn't spend much money on this thing, $10, but it's an earnest plank steam engine toy. And I hate it. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. I hate it when guys take and put these doggone stickers on it. That sticker happened to grab on with all its life. And I'm using gun oil. I've soaked it with gun oil, and it's slowly starting to peel it off. It ain't going to hurt the litho any. But I sure don't like that sticker on there. So we'll see what happens. I got this to go along with a about a 1905 Polar electric motor that I got. I'll have to hook that up, run it on DC. It's a big son of a gun tail, but it's kind of a neat unit. It's got a pulley on it to run things with. So that's just one more thing that I can have going on the layout when I got stuff going. Just makes more action. But I sure hate the fact that they put that doggone sticker on there. So that's how we're coming. That's how we're coming on the Interurɓan. It's doing pretty good. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, and I think in time, I think this will be a pretty nice unit. I'm looking forward to getting that Alco motor hanging in there. I want to see how well it works. In fact, I may even get that done today. Oh, and by the way, this is April the 1st, so if any of you out there had terrible storms last night, I hope you got through them all right. We had them here in central Illinois. Tornadoes to the north and tornadoes to the south, but where I live, it was just a little bit of wind and rain. All right, you guys have a good weekend. Toodaloo.